Hello everyone, my name is Jason Park. I like the working definition of historical theology proposed by Jason G. Duesing. Historical theology is the study of the development of Christian doctrine and tradition from the Bible, by the church, and for the church. I try to explain this definition based on what I learned from this course. First, the development of Christian doctrine and tradition. One distinction between tradition and the Scripture in historical theology is the doctrinal development. Although the written revelation in the Scripture was in a fixed form, the church's tradition was developed as it faced new challenges. Second, the Bible. Historical theology upholds the primacy of the Bible over tradition, while recognizing the value of tradition. Third, by the church. A major turning point was the First Ecumenical Council, the Council of Nicaea, called by Constantine. A series of councils produced creeds to express the common faith affirmed by the universal church, and to serve as the principal example of the tradition. Fourth, for the church. As the Lord's remembrancers, historical theologians bring out the treasures from the doctrines of history and serve the church. In historical theology, the inerrancy of Holy Scripture stood out to me. In the 20th century, modernists treated the Bible as a human historical document using the historical critical method of interpretation, so-called higher criticism. The Chicago Statement on Biblical Inerrancy in 1978 explained that Holy Scripture is of infallible divine authority. Scripture is inerrant, not in the sense of being absolutely precise by modern standards, but in the sense of making good its claims and focusing truth. The authority of Scripture over tradition, sola Scriptura, and justification by faith alone, sola fide, addressed in the Reformation era, still apply to our ministry in local churches. Pastors can preach text-driven sermons with appropriate doctrinal content, not just moral exhortation. Christians are encouraged to be devoted to reading the Bible daily. Justification by faith alone needs to be revealed in our ministry too. Instead of focusing on works as a sacrifice, as the Pharisees did, we need to teach obedience to the Great Commandment and the Great Commission, since Jesus Christ has already made the sacrifice. As we are justified by grace through faith alone, we should not seek salvation, but seek only what pleases God. Historical theology is really helpful, not only for our present faithful life, but also for future eschatology. Jesus Christ announced himself as the first and the last and the living one in Revelation chapter 1, verses 17 and 18. From the historical theology, we can understand the past and prepare for the future. From the inerrant scripture, we can find the word in the beginning, and incarnated Jesus Christ, and the coming Messiah. The faithful God will continue to build his church, and we will have a deeper understanding of God as we transform like Jesus. Thank you.